Hey everybody, and welcome to CoG Report. Today I'm joined by another Mike. Unlike last week, we had Mike Sol on last week, but today we've got Mike Nigrelli. Am I pronouncing that correctly? Or
Yeah, you are. That's great.
Awesome. How are you today?
I'm fantastic. How are you today, sir?
Yeah, I'm doing really well. And also the stream is doing excellently, which is great to see, unlike last week as well. Anyway, so today we're going to be chatting a little bit about E3 and the recent Walmart leaks and stuff like that, and how the expo basically holds up in today's market with all these pre-releases and all this pre-reveals and all that stuff coming out, like Battlefield 5, I suppose you could say, which was unveiled today, which, yeah. Anyway, we'll jump straight into it. So basically, I'll just be asking you a series of questions, Mike, and I'll be also chatting a little bit about them as well. And it's mainly going to be your thoughts, a bit like an interview, but it's going to be a little bit less formal, I suppose you could say.
Yeah, it's not going to be like the Mikey show.
Exactly. So with the recent leak from Walmart Canada, do you think this has dashed people's hopes of a surprise reveal at E3?
Well, it's funny that you say that because I feel like this happens every year almost.
Yeah.
Because like last year, I don't remember what was spoiled, but like there's always something that's spoiled every single year.
Yeah.
And it always ends up okay. Like we always end up coming out on the other side of this.
I mean, yeah, every year there's always something that's leaked or released, and that's been the whole thing with we still don't know yet, but the new Super Smash Brothers, the developers aren't saying anything to anybody, so then they don't risk any leaks coming out. So I mean, if every developer does that, then you'd be right, but it's always going to happen. So it's just one of those things, I suppose, which is a bit unfortunate, but. I mean, we've kind of seen a little bit more of it happening this year, like with Call of Duty. Call of Duty? No, not Call of Duty. Yeah, well, I think what's it called? Black Ops 4, that's right. Having a mind blank there. I mean, they kind of pre-revealed that, and then they've kind of done the same thing with Battlefield 5 as well. Have they done it with Kingdom Hearts as well? I thought they released a couple of.
No, I think that they had a whole bunch of press go and play Kingdom Hearts 3, and so like there's like a whole bunch of footage online of people playing.
Yeah.
I believe Mount Olympus from the Hercules level and Toy Story. Those two areas you can see online people playing that stuff.
Yeah. I suppose, do you think that they should leave those kind of details for E3, or?
Well, actually, at this point, like, it probably doesn't make much of a difference. I mean, I don't know, but I don't know how you experience E3.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be watching it online.
Yeah, true.
So, probably not streaming it live either. I'm probably going to watch it the next day.
Yeah.
And so, like, it really doesn't seem to make all that much of a difference, in my opinion.
And I suppose it's been the same thing with E3 only being open to the press. So I suppose until I think they opened it up last year to the public.
And I think they're keeping it that way for this year, for now. So
it's kind of been the same thing for everybody, I suppose, watching it online or after the fact or anything. So moving right along, do you think E3 is still relevant in today's gaming community? Like, do you think everybody could just scrap E3 and just release everything at their own pace, or?
Well, something that I like about E3 is that it's kind of this big event that everybody looks forward to, or a lot of people look forward to. And I think there's something really communal and nice about that. I really love the idea of all of the companies coming together over the course of a couple of days and just releasing all the news all at once, and it's just this event that you can almost bring popcorn to your computer screen to.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yeah, well, you're going to be occupied for like an hour or something. So,
but I feel like if everybody did what Nintendo does and just like had a Nintendo Direct, whenever they wanted, I feel like the joy would be spread a little thin instead of getting it all at once.
Yeah,
which I think is really cool, because the week of E3. That's when I go online. That's when I check out like everything that's been happening, and I see like, oh, I'm interested in this. So I'm like, oh, that's out. Oh, I just get so excited for it. So like, I guess like if you're looking for somebody who's not excited for E3, like I'm not the one you should be talking to.
No. I mean, it entirely depends on the individual person, I suppose, and it's it's one of those things where everybody gets excited for it like 2 days or even a week before. Like I'm really excited for it, and it's already like a month away. So people build up hopes, and then they get to sit, like everybody kind of sits down at the same time and watches it live or attends in recent years. So it's good to see it evolving, and it's good to see. I think they should be doing more events where people can just kind of come together at the same time and see what's coming out, and be excited all at the same time, I suppose you could say. And when I say release, I mean reveal. I keep saying release instead of reveal, so that's my bad.
It's okay. I get what you mean.
Yeah. So, also, with all this pre-E3 leaks and reveals, Battlefield 5, etc., do you think E3 will stay around for many more years, or is it getting too easy for people to just sit down and watch a reveal online at any time kind of thing, not all at the same time? This kind of merges with the previous questions that I've asked and what we've discussed.
Well, I believe that, with last year, how they're integrating, people... You're just like normal people back into it again. I feel like E3 is not only going to stick around, but I feel like you said before, it's evolving, it's changing.
Yeah,
I feel like it's changing for the better. If it eventually goes away someday, then like it'll be time. But for right now, I believe that it's not going away for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, and it's as I said previously, it's something that I think they need to keep in the industry, and they need to kind of push more towards gaming events and not just online reveals, I suppose you could say, like what Battlefield and Nintendo and that do. It'd be great to see Nintendo actually do their own thing at E3, which I think they already do, but they don't do the major reveals until later on, which is disappointing. Nintendo, get your act together.
Yeah.
Also, how do you think the E3 Expo has changed over the years? Like, for instance, compared to 10 years ago where we had that failed release of one of the Metal Gear Solids, and then it failed reveal, and then it was really awkward, and then they've kind of...
oh, man.
Yeah, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, quite honestly... I think that the flubs are like what kind of like makes it fun, a little bit. I like, like how like they had that screw up with Uncharted 4. I think was it Uncharted 4 where like the guy playing it on the stage like couldn't move him, and like he was just doing a glitch, and like I just like I love like. I love like the cringe-worthy moments of showcases such as E3. Like it's not just about the good stuff. It's not just about the games that we're waiting for. It's also about the falling flat on your face.
Yep, exactly. Even the Need for Speed reveal that they had last year, that was so bad.
Yeah. Connectimals. Remember Connectimals?
Yeah,
that was just like, I love the cringeworthiness of it.
Why do you do this to us, developers? Yeah, that's. But I mean, it's something that they're kind of refining and narrowing down and getting the hang of. What have been some of your favourite E3 moments, do you think? Good or bad, I suppose you could say.
Oh, like I said before, like Connectimals, that definitely comes to mind. Also, what was that company that I think it was the same year that like they brought like a whole bunch of like laser tag guns like on stage, and they were like shooting each other and like pretending to be all in it, but they really weren't.
Yeah, that was.
Oh man,
what was that?
That was cringeworthy.
Yeah, they do some crazy stuff.
Yeah, but even like the good stuff, like I'm psyched for. I think it was last year the Final Fantasy VII remake. Had that trailer. Was that last year? Or was that Sony's thing?
I don't think they even did Final Fantasy VII, because I've been reading a little bit of stuff where that's still rumored. They haven't announced it. I think you might be talking about.
There was a trailer for it. Like there was that trailer.
Okay.
And like it ended with Final Fantasy VII remake.
Yeah, I remember that now.
In Shenmue 3, I know a lot of people have been looking forward to Shenmue 3. I played the first Shenmue, but like I didn't go crazy for it. So like, and I never really had the Xbox 360, so I never really got to play Shenmue 2. But I think that they're re-releasing like the first two Shenmue games so that people who never played the first two can get excited for Shenmue 3.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, to answer your question succinctly, which I failed to do, my favorite aspects of E3 are not just the fall flat on your face moments, but also like the unexpected surprises, which I think goes back to your first question about like do reveals that are too soon ruin it?
Yeah.
I feel like if they happened to bigger named games, I feel like it would matter a little bit more. I mean, I know it happened to like Call of Duty, but nobody really plays Call of Duty for the story.
True.
So there's really not much that you can really spoil about Call of Duty. I heard that this time they're getting rid of the single player campaign.
Yeah, fully scrapping that, just for multiplayer.
Yeah.
Yeah. They also did a reveal trailer for Rage 2 as well in past couple of weeks.
And you know what I heard about that? There's this rumor going around that originally the reason why it looks so good, why Rage 2 looks so good, is because originally it was created to be a Mad Max sequel.
Yeah, I did hear that.
And they wanted to, and apparently they went to Warner Brothers and they said, hey, can we make a sequel to Mad Max? And they're like, no. So they're like, all right, what else can we use this giant desert wasteland in?
Yeah.
They remembered the Rage franchise, and so they've
kind of gone from there. Also, I don't know if this is purposefully done or whatever, but like they've got, you know how you go on YouTube and you got the YouTube ads, which I think everybody's got unless they got YouTube Red. They've kind of like a 10-second quick crazy Rage 2 game, like not gameplay but like reveal trailer. It looks so bad, like it's all pixelated and the audio's out of sync, and I don't know if they've done this purposefully or not. And you can barely see anything. Like, you know how you watch a YouTube video on really poor quality and it's all really pixelated? They've kind of gone for that kind of look. I don't know if they're actually meaning to do that or if it's just a bit of a fault on their behalf or whatever.
I don't know. Because, I mean, you could argue that, no, of course it's not purposeful. Of course not. But then again, you think that there's, Borderlands is really bright and colorful desert wasteland, and Rage is kind of the opposite. I think that
Yeah.
I think that Borderlands was created uh, in that style in order to stand apart from games like Rage.
Yeah.
Because I think Rage's whole thing is that it's a little darker and muddier and like grittier.
Yeah, yeah.
But
It's
yeah, I don't know.
yeah. I mean, the developers for Rage are the developers of the Mad Max game that came out 2 years ago, and also I think some of the Borderlands developers have jumped on board for it as well. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see how they do it, because the first one wasn't anything special. Wasn't a bad game, but it wasn't anything major. So it's going to be interesting to see how they kind of change their formula a bit.
Did you ever play Rage?
Yeah, I played probably about 3 hours of the original, which was like about 5 years ago, so I can't really remember it.
Yeah,
The main issue that I had was the enemies were like all the same. So I went through like 4 or 5 levels or different sections, and they kept throwing the same enemies at me over and over again. Yeah. Whereas kind of in Borderlands, you've got the different ones, like the crazy psycho ones and all the different ones, you know. Okay, so that was a bit of a off track, but you know, why not? Why
not? I mean, like this it's good talk.
Exactly. So, do you think video game pre-event reveals are healthy for gaming events and the industry as a whole?
Well, I already answered, for my personal opinion that, I love them. I personally love them. But from the game company's perspective, that's an interesting question. If it is, I think it is. Otherwise, they wouldn't agree to do it.
Yeah.
Because Ubisoft doesn't have to call up and say, "Hey, we need in here." They can say like, "Oh, we don't want to do it," or doesn't not even Ubisoft, but like EA or like all these like smaller companies, than like Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft. That all of them could end up boycotting it if they wanted to, but they don't want to.
Yeah.
So I think that there's some people in a boardroom somewhere who have decided that this is what they want to do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I mean it kind of depends what they show and what they don't show, and if they want to come out and say, hey, this is what we're doing 2 weeks before E3 or whatever, then I mean that's their prerogative, I suppose you could say. But I think it'd kind of ruin the whole event situation and joy, and E3's coming up and let's look forward to it, and I think it'd kind of ruin the media as well if everybody kind of just did their own thing. So for me, it's kind of a damaging situation for the industry. But I mean, it entirely depends on what they show, what they don't show, if they're just going to give a whole lot away, or how they're going to do it, I suppose you could say.
Yeah. Like last year, for example, didn't Nintendo show nothing but Breath of the Wild?
I believe so, yes.
Because, I mean, you ask if these things are good or bad, and quite honestly, like, I think, that's just an example of how they don't have to show anything they don't want to show. And at the time, Nintendo was trying to kick the Wii U out. They were trying to,
swap it over to the Switch.
They were kind of in an embarrassing situation, and they're like, look, we don't really have anything to show right now. So, Breath of the Wild, that's all you're getting.
Yeah, here it is, be happy or shut up kind of thing. Yeah.
And even more surprising, people ate it up. People loved it.
Yeah.
People didn't mind that there was nothing else for them to show.
Yeah. So this is kind of a little bit off track, but what do you think Microsoft needs to do this year because they've had some shocking past 2 years. They've had hardly anything come out as far as exclusives, and their Xbox One X has been a bit of a flop, to say the least. So what do you think they need to do? Do you think they need to kind of fully say, okay, here's a brand new console, this is what we're doing, these are all our exclusives kind of thing, or do you think they're going to be doing a bit of a different formula?
Well, one thing that I admire about Microsoft is that they're tapping into a market that the other companies don't seem to be doing lately, and that's backwards compatibility.
Yep.
I think that what's that service called where like you can play like a whole bunch of old Xbox games, and then if you like it, you can buy it.
Yeah, it's just Xbox backwards compatibility.
Yeah,
I don't think they've got a name for it.
But I think it's like Xbox Gold or something. I don't know.
Xbox Live Gold. That's where you get the kind of the 2 new and 2 old games per month.
Yeah. But I mean, that's something that I like that they're doing.
Yeah.
But something that they failed to do recently is have any exclusives whatsoever. Like, I remember when I was shopping around for a new system, and I had to decide, which one am I going to get, and really the only game that really justified it for me to get an Xbox One, which I didn't get. I ended up getting the PS4 instead.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons. Well, I mean, obvious in the sense that like Sony's just this generation seems to have all the exclusives.
Exactly.
But the only game that really like appealed to me was the Rare Replay game. I thought that was really cool because you know me, I love retro games.
Yeah.
And so just like this compilation of 30 games, a lot of which I loved as a kid. Like, Banjo-Kazooie and Battletoads and Perfect Dark and like just like I would have loved to have those like a collection.
Yep.
But as for like exclusives,
they don't really have anything.
To answer your initial question, what does Microsoft have to do? More exclusives.
Exactly.
Because every other way, they're kicking butt. They really are. Because but every other way doesn't really seem to matter as much as do you have the games?
Yeah. There's no point in buying an $800 Xbox One X if you don't have anything to play on it.
Yeah.
So.
But I do love that that anything that you can play on the Xbox One, you can play on PC. I think they have that going on. That's a feature. You can play it on Windows or something like that. Yeah,
it's just any first-party Xbox One X game, or Xbox One game, not One X, like Sea of Thieves or Forza Horizon 3 or anything like that. You can just buy it from the Microsoft Store, and you just buy the PC version of it. I think you need to be signed into the Microsoft app on your computer, but that's about it. So that is a pretty cool feature.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if they came out with more exclusives, then that'd be all good. And Sony's been absolutely killing it these past couple of years, I suppose you could say, as far as Microsoft and Sony are concerned. Do you think Nintendo's had the most solid year, or?
Oh, Nintendo's definitely had a solid year. I'm sorry, I didn't look up the statistics of who sold more. This past year.
It's all good.
If I had to guess, I probably would say that that Nintendo sold more systems this past year, but I can't be for sure.
Yep.
But I am a little suspect of Nintendo a little bit. I love Nintendo, but I don't necessarily have the faith that once all of these Wii U games, that came out already. Like once they're done re-releasing those, I'm wondering if it's going to be what's going to be left for the Switch, because I think they found most of their success as an indie system.
Yep.
And that's very surprising because, like, I think that's really cool that they have like a bunch of indie titles that you can just like play handheld.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I definitely get what you mean there, because they're kind of just porting everything. Even Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, I think they're doing that next week or something. I think they're releasing it.
I think that Tropical Freeze is already out.
Yeah, it's for the Switch.
Yeah.
Ah, okay, interesting. I was completely wrong there, but yeah. I mean, they bought that out on the Wii U, and I think they bought it out on the Wii as well. Like, when the Wii was dying, they kind of did a Wii release and a Wii U release. So I definitely get what you mean. Once it's finished the whole porting outside of things, where are they going to go from there? Have they got... Yeah, it's just going to be interesting to see if they do more at E3, or if they're just going to kind of keep going the way they're going. But yeah.
Yeah, which is it's strange that that's the complaint now. Because the previous generation, like on the Wii U, the complaint was that it didn't have enough third-party support. And now like, it seems to be all that it's the indie games seem to be like all that it's really made for.
Yeah.
And time will tell whether that's enough, because we have a new Zelda, we have a new Mario.
Yeah, exactly. We've got...
there's going to be a new Metroid.
Yeah.
But like, really, like, what's left after all this?
Yeah, where's it going to go? Yeah. Oh well.
Some people who might be watching this might be thinking, that's a dumb opinion. Which, like, I don't know. I mean,
yeah, exactly. I know what you mean.
Because, like, yeah, it's true. I don't have a Nintendo Switch. Like,
some people like it, some people don't like it. So it just depends on the person.
Well, it's not a matter of me not liking it. It's just like, I don't necessarily have like the cash to buy every new system when it comes out.
Yeah. I was saying more. Some people like the whole re-releasing aspect, and some people don't like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good to see, but give kind of move on. I mean, do it, but pair it with exclusives as well. Don't just go either one way or the other way. So. Yeah,
absolutely.
Anyway, we might end it there, because it's been around 30 minutes of discussion time, which was longer than what I was expecting, but that's all good.
Well, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun talking to you.
That's good to hear. For those who have been watching, I hope you found it enjoyable as well. This will also be on YouTube probably in a couple of days' time. What's today? Thursday, so it'll probably be up on the Saturday or something like that, my time, which is like Friday, US time. Anyway, Mike, thanks for your time. And for those who have been watching, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you for the next CoG Report. Enjoy.
Bye.